it's getting to that point in my life where I'm like, ooh, having a garden would be quite nice. So I think we're going to give it a real try. I'm going for Witch's Herbal Garden. Hi everyone. I'm outside. When's the last time you saw that happen? I don't go outside very often to film because it makes me really, really nervous. But you might have noticed I'm in a very nice green space. This is actually not my back garden. Shocker. My back garden does not look this green by any stretch of the imagination. It is mostly gravel with a few flagstones. You can probably hear a lot of car noise right now, and there's a plane flying over top, but we're just going to work with it. And I'm doing a lot of the kind of pre-setup for my garden here because it's a lot less awkward than doing it where I am, and also it's just a nicer environment to do it. I also don't have anything that I need to make a garden. I don't own a watering can. I don't own gardening gloves. I don't own a trowel. I don't own anything. So we're doing a lot of the groundwork here just because it's going to make it a whole lot easier. Now, it's a very nice day today, thankfully. And I've spent the last 2 days at different garden centres, travelling around trying to find the best plants, the kind of plants that I want to add into my garden. And I have a vision, right? I have a vision in mind. I am wanting something that is fairly easy to manage. So we're not talking massive beds of flowers here. We're talking pots and planters because I want to be able to move everything if I end up moving from where I am right now, which is the ultimate goal, is to live somewhere with much more outside space than I have. And also I'm going for witches herbal garden. So I want everything to be very practical for me. And if it isn't practical, I need it to be edible. And if it isn't edible, then I need it to smell really, really nice. So essentially everything in my garden is going to have some kind of purpose, is hopefully what I'm going for. Now, I have a few big pieces that I want to buy for the garden. So I'm buying an arbor to sit at the very far end of the garden. If I'm lucky, I'll have drawn up some sketches that I can put on the screen right now that will show you what I'm after. But I'm hoping at the very end of the garden to have an arbor, somewhere where I can sit and do some work. My parents actually have a garden table, which is just over there, that I'm going to steal. They have given me permission, to be fair. So that's going to go in my garden temporarily as somewhere that I can sit and do some work. And then generally, I just want to make it nice. I've lived here for so many years, not here, I've lived in my house now for so many years, and I've never touched the garden. And I think it's probably about time that I do something with it for me so that I can go and work in there because I love the summer. This is my season. I know witches are meant to love October and autumn and Halloween, and don't get me wrong, I do, but I am like a lizard, and if I'm not warm, I am not happy. And right now, I just want to sit in a garden. It's just so nice. With that being said, I have already bought a few plants, perhaps. There's a small section of my garden that needed some shelter from prying eyes. Essentially, we ended up getting two plants. So first up is this beautiful honeysuckle. It's a climbing plant essentially, and also my favorite smelling climbing plant. So we got this as one of the two that's going to climb up the fence, and hopefully it's going to look really, really lovely. Fingers crossed at least, because these are not cheap to buy. I didn't realize that plants were so expensive. Plants are crazy expensive. If you are an avid gardener, you must have very, very deep pockets. And if you're wondering why I'm crouching, it's because I, like a genius, set up my camera underneath a clothes dryer. So I can't stand up. So I'm just going to be crouched over. So this is the first of the two, and it's already got loads of flowers on it, which I'm so excited about because honeysuckle is so amazing. If you've never smelt it, please do. It's really, really good. Now, the other plant that I got, I actually don't know what it is. It looks like this, And it's called Golden Memories, and apparently it's highly scented. So that ticked one of my boxes of it has to smell really, really nice. And this is meant to cover quite a large distance pretty quickly, which is really what I'm going for. By kind of next summer, I'm hoping for a lot of the fence to be covered. So we ended up going for this one. I will show you some kind of close-up images so you can see what I got, but the flowers look like stars and they're so pretty and they're meant to smell really, really good. So yeah, I'm happy about this one. I'm almost as excited about this one as I am the honeysuckle. Almost. I should actually probably check that this is still recording. Let me just see if this is still recording. It was still recording. My worst nightmare would be that I would come to edit this and it wouldn't be recording. That would be bad. So besides the fence that I really want to get covered so I have some more privacy, smell is really, really important to me in this garden. I want it to smell amazing so that everything that you brushed against, everything that you touched, anything that you were near would give off a really beautiful smell. And the bonus is a lot of my favorite magical plants also smell really nice as well. So we're talking chamomile, we're talking lavender and rosemary. They all smell so good. I am, however, going to have to split it into two sections because there are a lot of cats around and there are a lot of dogs around. And what I really don't want is to be grabbing some rosemary that I'm going to be using in cooking and have it be a little bit too close to dog level and cat spraying level. And I know what some of you are going to say. You're going to need to wash it beforehand anyway, so it doesn't make a difference, but it kind of grosses me out. I'll be honest, it kind of makes me feel a little bit weird. So instead, we are going for edible plants in a high raised planter. Something that's going to stop it from being at spray height, essentially. And then in pots, we're going to be going for things that are just highly fragranced, but aren't necessarily things that I'm going to want to eat. That way, it's going to stop the kind of grossness that I don't want to deal with. So I did get one of these amazingly fragrant plants already, and it's lavender, and it's a pink lavender. I didn't know you could get pink lavender. You can also apparently get white lavender, and you can get purple and white lavender, but news to me, I thought all lavender was purple. So I had full intention of just getting English lavender, but no, apparently, hello pigeon, you can also get pink lavender. Yep, you're coming home with me. Da, 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 da. This is I'm finding it very difficult to crouch to do this. I'm practically doing the splits at this point. So this is the pink lavender. It's called fairy wings and it is absolutely beautiful. And just being this close to it smells incredible. I mean, just look at those flowers. It's probably not going to focus on it because my face is still in shot, but I promise it's really, really beautiful and it smells lovely. And while I might not end up with loads of different varieties of lavender, I'm probably just going to get English lavender from this point on. I couldn't leave this one behind. It was by itself and it just looks amazing and it smells amazing. So the plan is that this is going to sorry, there's an ice cream van. That this is going to go in a bigger pot and it's going to be sitting on the ground so that hopefully when I have my arbor in place, this can go right next to the arbor so that as you're sitting there and the sun is shining, you can reach down and you can touch the top of the plant and you get that amazing smell. That's really what I'm hoping for. And yeah, this one I was so excited about. It was also the last one there, so I feel like I got a steal of a deal. And yeah, I'm very happy about it. I'm overly excited about these plants. If that isn't coming across, I apologize, but like I am ridiculously excited about this. And this is just a fraction of what I'm hoping to ultimately end up with. Now, I'll be honest, I had very little intention of having my garden be a kitchen garden. I wanted herbs in the garden because mostly for their magical properties. It's an added bonus that some of them can also be used in cooking as well. That was kind of a secondary feature of them. But then at some point over the last 2 days, I decided I actually wanted to grow strawberries. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how that one came up, because I actually don't know. But all I do know is that when I was a kid, we had a strawberry patch. Honestly, it might have been like right around where I'm standing. Oh, I think it might have been in that flower bed over there that doesn't actually have flowers in it anymore. It has ferns and palm trees and stuff in it. Anyway, and we had so many strawberries. We were attempting to give them away to neighbours because we actually couldn't eat them fast enough. And they were amazing. Strawberries in England, the ones that you can get from the supermarket, are honestly kind of shit. They taste really bitter, they're not sweet at all. But when you grow strawberries yourself, they are incredible. They taste like heaven. They're amazing. And so I just decided, you know what, I want to grow some strawberries. So we're going to use a hanging basket. And I'm doing this for a very good reason. My kind of back gardeny area has a lot of slugs. It's always been a problem, and it doesn't help that the hedgehog population is so low in my area because there's a lot of roads, and sadly we know what happens with hedgehogs and roads. And I'm realizing now that if you live in America, you might not know what a hedgehog is. If you don't know what a hedgehog is, I'm going to put an image of it on the screen. They are ridiculously cute, and they do hunt. I say hunt as though they're like big game animals, but they eat slugs and snails, as well as a whole lot of other pests. And I don't have many of them, if any, in my back garden. So we're going rogue with this, and we're using a hanging basket because when I buy strawberries, well, no, when I buy strawberry plants to get strawberries, I want to actually be able to eat the strawberries. I don't want just the slugs and snails to be eating the strawberries. There's a road that's very, very busy over there, and you can probably tell. I'm sorry if you can hear that. If it helps, we all have to hear it. You get to turn the video off though, so really, who's winning here? So, hanging basket hanger thing. This is a 16-inch one because I wanted to be able to switch out hanging baskets when strawberry season is over. So I then ended up buying some strawberries to go in a hanging basket. So it's a proper, like, I'll show you. This is the hanging basket. It has these holes in it. I'm not sure if you can tell, but they allow you to have plants sticking out the side. And so the idea behind this is that it's hopefully going to stop the slugs and snails from completely decimating my strawberry collection. And I really don't want that to happen. So we're going for a hanging basket that has these holes in the side. Now it has 12 holes. I only bought 8 strawberry plants because I didn't want too many strawberry plants. I thought it might get a bit overcrowded in here. But this was really affordable. I'm hoping to use it year on year. And it also has an assisted watering system in it because I'm forgetful and I don't want them to die. So, yay. So I ended up coming away with strawberries, and I got a few different varieties under the assistance of the lovely gentleman that worked in the garden centre. Massive thank you to him. He complimented my boots, and I know he's never going to see this, but I'm always really grateful when people just say nice things just to be nice. So thank you very much to him. You made my day. And he recommended I get different varieties of strawberries. So I was originally only going to go for Albion. Now, some of you may well have noticed a theme going on here. So the lavender that I bought is fairy lavender. And then Albion, to me anyway, relates to the spirit of Albion, which is an album that I've managed to hear live before. And so it all kind of relates back to this like pagan-y, witchy theme. So I did get more Albion than anything else. These are just generic, large fruiting strawberries. I'm not sure I made the right decision by going for the large fruits because I might find I can't actually eat them all, but we are going to give them the old college try. And if I can't eat them all, I'm sure that I can give some to my parents or to Phil or really to anyone else I know that's willing to eat strawberries. And I might end up with a lot. We will see. So a lot of the ones I got are Albion. I also got some Cambridge Choice, and I'll be honest, they all look the same. I've had strawberries before, and Genuinely, I can't tell the difference between any of the varieties. They all look the same. I'm going to assume that it's actually going to be the fruit that will look different, but this one actually already has both flowers and fruit growing on it. So hopefully I can get this planted up soon, preferably tomorrow, because I need to get some soil. And by the way, did you know soil is expensive? It's really, really expensive. So that's going to hurt my bank account massively. Um, so I hope that these strawberries are worth it. That's all I can say. I hope that these strawberries are worth it. And then the last variety I got are called Red Gauntlet. And I kind of thought that this one fitted the kind of pagany theme again, you know, the whole like knights and throwing down the gauntlet and all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's a reach, but he did recommend that I get different varieties, whether that's just to test them out or whether that's as a just in case, you know, in case one variety doesn't do very well, you have a backup. So I ended up getting 8 of these. 4 of them are Albion. Yes, 4 of them are Albion, 2 are Red Gauntlet, and 2 are Cambridge Choice. And I will label them if I remember so that we can see which ones has the best yield, because I think that would be interesting. I'm hoping that Albion is going to be the best, given the fact that I've got double the amount of them. But we'll see. There is enough space in the hanger for 12. So who knows, next year I might add more to it if I'm able to do that. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, that's everything that I have so far. And I am nervous that I'm not going to be able to keep it alive. I'm literally in a squat right now to get this shot. This is dedication. And maybe I can tip this up just a smidge. Oh no, now you can see now you can see the clothesline if I do this, because I, the genius, put the camera under a clothesline. Why? I don't know. I honestly do not know. I'm really hoping that I don't kill this garden, because I will be brutally honest in that I have a bad track record with plants. I have one house plant that has lived in my bathroom since 2021 and it is struggling. Like really, really struggling. And it's still alive though. That counts as a win. I need a gold star. But whether or not I'm going to be able to keep a garden alive, I am honestly not sure, but I really want to give it a go because I love working with plants. I love working with their energies. I love adding them into cooking. I just love being around them. I think it's just a really nice, calming experience. I've just never been very good at the actual gardening bit of working with plants. And it's getting to that point in my life where I'm like, ooh, having a garden would be quite nice. So I think we're going to give it a real try. I do, however, have a few decisions that I need to make. I was looking at some raised bed slash planters earlier, and there's a few different varieties out there that I can go for. You've got the classic raised wooden planters. You have the probably even more classic low wooden planters. You also have kind of grow planters that are designed for like vegetables and they're made of metal, and I honestly don't know what's best. And I know that by the time this video comes out I will have made a choice and it will inevitably be the wrong one, but I'm going to need to make a decision on what to get because I love working with wood. But with wood comes the problem of rot, especially at the bottom of the legs. And I don't really want to have to be replacing the planter in 2, 3, 4, even 5 years. So the metal ones seem like maybe a better option, but they are also considerably bigger. So I don't know, because my problem is the image of the garden in my head is bigger than the garden actually is. I think many people will have the same issue, a little bit like eating. You know, you always think you're going to be able to eat more than you actually can. You always think that your freezer has a little bit more space in it than it actually does. You always think that your chest of drawers or your wardrobe can accommodate just that one extra thing when usually it can't. Or in my case, I always think that my bookcases are bigger than they really are. And in reality now, I just need an extra bookcase. So that's the same thing that's happening with the garden, in that I think the garden is bigger than it really is. I will probably end up going for a wooden planter simply for convenience and size. But we will see. I don't know what's going to happen yet. All I know is that I came prepared to garden because I've got my dungarees on, and you know that it is starting to be summer when I break out my dungarees because they are comfy, they are cozy. I feel like an adult-sized toddler who doesn't want to just have like this. Who doesn't want this? This is comfy, right? This is very, very comfy, and it is my gardening and nature attire. If I'm going out into the countryside, you know I'm wearing my adult dungarees. Obviously. If I'm gardening, you know I'm breaking out my adult dungarees. They're so comfy if you don't own any. Think about it, right? Just consider it because they're really, really comfy. Okay. I think this might be a sign that I need to get out of the sun a little. It's shady right now where I am, but maybe I need a drink. And yeah, start planning, start sketching out my garden, figuring out what plants that I want, because I know I want rosemary and I want lavender, more lavender, I want chamomile, I want different varieties of different plants, like plants that I have never worked with before, like different varieties of mint. I do know that I need to put mint in a pot though and not a planter, because I've had mint before and it goes bonkers, a bit like lemon balm. We also have more lemon balm than we know what to do with in this garden because I planted it like 15 years ago and it's kind of gone mad. So these things I need to take into consideration. So yeah, planning is needed, and that's what I'm going to go and do next. The second day ended up being the day where things really started to get done. To be fair, I have spent months planning this, and so today was really a case of pulling everything together and making some purchases and decisions. But first, we need to pot up the things that I bought yesterday. Oh, what does that smell? Well, that reminds me of something. I don't know what. Carrots. It smells like carrots. Why does it smell like carrots? I don't think I like it. I still don't understand why it smelled like carrots. And then I had a dance break because apparently that's what I felt like doing, and I pulled out the Elvis moves, and am I slightly embarrassed? Yes, did I keep it in the video for sheer entertainment value? Of course I did. So today was also the day of buying the arbor. Now I saw this arbor originally, I think it was September 2023, and I thought to myself, I really want to get it, but I had no idea how expensive garden furniture was. I realized I was unlikely to ever get it for cheaper. And so we went back to the original place where I saw it and we spoke to a really nice lady, and I got the last one that they had, which is actually the one you're looking at right here. And now I finally have an arbor and I'm so excited. Am I going to spend £500 on a seat? It's nice though. It is really nice.
Just now. I'm so excited.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, out of all the ones we've seen,
It's the nicest. It's this.
it's that extra,
It's this bit
that
at
extra
the
length.
front.
Because even if you compare it to the one next to it, which is just the shorter version,
I'm gonna get burned. I'm gonna get my knees burned. On this one, I'm not gonna get my knees burned. I think when the weather's like this, why would you not want to be? So, is that everything I want to say? I honestly don't know. I've not filmed in a long time, and now that I'm here, I kind of want to keep talking. I'm excited. I'm realizing this section is considerably longer than I intended it to be. I'm sorry. If you haven't realized by now on my channel that I can talk for England, you have not watched enough of my videos. I would recommend this playlist. So yeah, let's see. Let's see how this goes.